Welcome to MMA Labology. I'm Anthony Bisciglia with Mike, the Madlab Iorado.
And our non-rock and roll intro that Quan really thinks is rock and roll. Guys, listen to that intro and you tell me if that's rock music.
That's like, it gets you hyped, man. It's like Rocky.
You would listen to that in the locker room? Would you listen to that in the locker room?
It's royalty free, so that's the best I can do.
Royalty-free locker room music.
Ready? Watch this. I'm not going to. Okay. Don't look. Turn around. Don't look. Okay? So, Mike, this is how much I know him, right? And, Mike, if you wanted a rock and roll intro, right, what band would you want to be playing on the rock and roll intro for this thing?
Probably Black Sabbath.
What's on the paper right there?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Black Sabbath.
It's a greater Black Sabbath.
Before we start, a little bit on a serious note. Those of you that are subscribers of mine obviously know that my father went through cancer a couple months ago. Very hard time for me. Flew back and forth to New Jersey and California. Thank God he's better. But a very good friend of mine, we call him Cookie Rob. And the reason why I call him Cookie Rob is because anytime we watched the fights together, he would bring me Lenny and Larry's cookies. Like, he would just bring them, so I call him Cookie Rob. He texted me today.
Oh, Rob?
Yeah, Rob.
Rob that used to go to Tommy's house all the time?
Yeah.
His brother, Curtis's friend, Rob?
Good friend, Rob.
He had cancer?
Yeah, he had cancer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he messaged me today, and he told me he was cancer-free.
He's young.
Yeah, man. So he gets the ports taken out.
What did he have? Where?
November. I don't know exactly where it was located, but he said, he texted me today. He's like, he's getting all the ports taken out November 1st.
Thank God.
So God bless
I like
you,
that
dude.
guy. He's a nice guy.
I'm happy for you, man. That's great news, and that was actually the best news I got today. So God bless.
That's awesome. Well, welcome back to the show. It's Thursday. We're gonna break down the whole main event. We're gonna bring on Showdown. Some housekeeping first. Make sure you guys come to the madlabmma.com. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We launched the Madlab MMA back on October 19th, 2020. It was for the Khabib Justin Gaethje card, was our inaugural card that we launched on. It's been a year. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of ebbs and flows, as Mike would say, and we're always grinding every day, growing the business, doing this now and just adding things, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's been a year in, and many more years to come. Come to the website. Use promo code BETSTV. We do the wagers, weekly bets. Mike throws in the NFL props too. DFS breakdowns, podcast, live stream, Discord. DraftKings breakdown. Now everything you need to know about how to cash and win money on Saturday nights for UFC. Occasionally Bellator, occasionally PFL if we see some strong stuff, because a lot of times those lines are really juiced. Come join us. We have a lot of fun over here, all right? Hey, reminder for you. Tomorrow you got to be up really early, right?
I don't know, Taylor ham and cheese.
I'm
not doing it, though. What's his name said he's cooking? Pat's doing it.
He said you're doing it with him.
No. If you think for 1 second that it's going to be one of two ways. If you think for 1 second I'm going to get up early and open up buns so he can put them on, out.
He doesn't know. He's got to be told how to do it. He doesn't know how to make. He's from California.
I understand that, but when I was in the office, I was telling him I'm going to cook him this. He's like, no. I'll do it. I know how to do it.
He doesn't know how to do it.
All right, so then I'll do it. What time do I got to be there?
6:30.
Ball 4, out. He's doing it. No, I'll do it.
6:30.
Oh, you would wake up for 6:30 for that, but not for the Quan show.
So what we're doing is, from my office, for the other business I have, I'm doing this thing every quarter. We meet with my partners and we have our quarterly meeting, and we go through the company goals and things we have to do, and then we share it with the office. So tomorrow, and these guys are all from California. They don't know Taylor ham. You know Taylor ham? Look, nobody knows.
Don't even know.
They don't know what pork roll is. They don't know what Taylor ham is.
No idea. I can't believe, isn't that so odd?
It amazes
that
me
they don't know?
Nobody knows. So I ordered New Jersey Taylor ham.
Yeah, where'd you order from?
I got the official.
I know you did. I saw it, but where'd
online
you get it
from they ship it.
What are they charging you now for a box?
I got 16 packets, and there's 5
per packet
in each box. And it was like maybe $80 with delivery and everything. Shipped from the East Coast.
I talked to Jimmy Carney
yesterday.
Bro, the food cost is insane.
Yeah, it's nuts.
$12 a pound for meat.
Oh, yeah, it's bad right now. So
that's expensive, $80.
We're making Yeah, but to get it the shipping alone was like $30.
Yeah.
So we're making Taylor ham, egg, and cheeses on bagels for my entire office in the morning, early 7 a.m. And then I'm going to do the big meeting. So we did it one time 6 months ago. People were like, oh my God, what is this? They never had it. Meanwhile, we lived on that shit our whole lives, right?
Yeah.
The best, to me, that's the best.
It's the best.
Breakfast sandwich is a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese.
Quan, you never seen anything like it.
It's the best. I can't explain.
You can't even explain it, dude.
It tastes so good.
It's got to be well done and crisp.
Well done, nice. You got to do the.
You got to cut the thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, I'll help you. He's like, no, I got it. I know how to do it. I said, you got to layer the cheese, layer the. He's like, yeah, I got it. I just need someone to open the rolls. I was like, if you think I'm coming at 6:30 to open a roll,
open the rolls.
Out of your mind.
Scott's getting the bagels early, 5:30, and then I'll be there early. We'll get the rolls will be ready to go. All right. So, one thing I wanted to bring up that I wanted to tell you about, and I kept forgetting. And then we'll talk quick NFTs and we'll get onto the show. I was on YouTube last night and suggested videos came up. Joe Rogan talking about the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. I watched it. I was very shocked because Joe Rogan, it was the day after the fight. He came as yo, did you guys see that fight last night? And he was talking to whoever he had in the studio. He's like, that had to be the greatest heavyweight fight I've ever seen. This is Joe Rogan saying this.
That's crazy.
And he kept talking about it. It was amazing. It had to be the greatest heavyweight fight I've ever seen. If you didn't watch it, watch it. It was unbelievable. And I was like, wow, dude. Like, I can't believe. Because I look at him as someone who's very knowledgeable.
Very.
Maybe is he not a boxing guy?
He's a boxing guy. He's a boxing guy. It's very opinion based. You got to remember you got to remember this. When you had fights back in the day in the 70s and 80s, say 1 out of every 4 heavyweight fights, 1 out of 5 were good. When you haven't had a really good heavyweight fight in over a decade, and then you finally see one,
overreaction.
It's like, what's that?
Overreaction.
Yeah, it's an overreaction, dude. It's a total overreaction.
Overreaction.
Because it was a sloppy fight.
Overreaction from casuals, from people who've been watching boxing for a long time. Anybody that I've talked to was like, "Oh, that was good." I mean,
yeah, it was a very, very good fight.
Yeah, great fight to watch. Yeah, okay, I get it. But to say it was one of the,
did he say one of the greatest fights, or one of the greatest heavyweight fights?
I think he said fights.
That's insane. That's not even top 25.
Not even close.
Not even close.
It's probably not even top. It's not even top 25 heavyweight fights of all time, bro. If you really look, if you really pull out the list, you start looking. Bo Holyfield won. Like you start really looking.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Just the Bo Holyfield trilogies and the Galata.
Those 3 alone.
Galata Bo, like those. Even though they ended the way they ended, they were great fights.
Dude, are you
Holyfield? Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
So I was very, very shocked that he even.
Listen, I love Joe Rogan, but not all his takes are. Not all his takes are good.
I guess you always expect him to deliver the correct,
I respect
accurate.
him. I do respect him, though, as far as a lot of his takes. So I didn't see that, but for him to say that, I'm very surprised.
Bro, I was so shocked. I meant to tell you today to watch it for the show today because I was just like, did he just say that?
Yeah, I got to watch it.
And he said it with conviction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, what? Get out of here, dude, Joe Rogan. I love you, but come on, bro. That was a bad look. And then... quick NFT talks. I gave Quan a couple of quick little things to put up there. So I talked last week about Candy, who, by the way, just got funded by $100 million yesterday.
Candy. It sounds like a hooker.
It does, right? Candy.com.
Told you last night
It's
about
so
Candy.
Funny that a couple other people said the same thing. Like
Really?
Candy. But they are the official Major League Baseball partner for NFTs. And they've launched their plays of the days for early access. That's what they look like. So it's like an NBA Top Shot. And it's only for the playoffs. So that was like every day there's one play in a day. They're cool. They're like a Top Shot. So that was the one today. And there's been like, I think 14 of them so far. And then the official, these are $25 a piece, right? But you got to have early access. I got them all. And they're saying that as soon as it goes live, they should be worth at least $500 or more each, which I would be ecstatic. Because I'll sell all these bitches for $500 each if I pay $25.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, because I'm not a huge baseball.
Yeah, you're not a big baseball guy.
No, I'm a Yankee fan. I watched the Yankee towards the end. I watched the plays, but I just don't have room in my life like for the UFC and football. Like I can't do more than that to my family and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you see the Knick game?
Well, I got that. Hold on. I got that written down for you to do a little segment on there, okay? And you could talk about the Knicks. All right,
He was
so-
ready.
Yeah. So the official launch they're going to launch all 81 All-Stars baseball, and they look really nice. Some are rare, some are signed. And then the 81 All-Stars and then one best prospect from every major league team, that's coming in the packs in 3 days. And if you could get in on it, $25 a pack with the potential of landing a $10,000 signed Fernando Tatis NFT, like, it's limited to 10 packs max. If you could get 10, I'm going to try to buy 10 packs for $250. It's a guaranteed return on your money with this, especially in the beginning, because it's all the All-Stars. When you buy Top Shots, we bought a couple, right? You get scrubs in there, right? Because now,
like normal packs.
yeah, because we're so far in. The first official launch is only the 81 All-Stars.
That's cool.
And the top prospect. So every single pack.
What sport is this?
Baseball.
This for baseball.
Every single pack you get is the best players in the league. Like these are going to be, these first ones are going to be the best ones.
And then what do they do? Then they cipher the rest in?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I'm going to buy them as much as I can, And then today was a Slam magazine. We missed it. I tried to get one, by the way. I didn't get in on it. That's the NFT right there. By getting one of these, you get early access to the new ones coming out for Slam magazine covers. But I'm just so sick of this DraftKings Q.
I'm keeping what I have, and I want to see what they do with it.
Yeah, this has got to stop now with all this, like, getting lucky with the Q. I can't stand it no more. They are cool. I like Slam magazine, but I'm really getting over it now. This is going on, the third month now in a row. Every week you got to wait in the queue and watch on your computer. Like, we got nothing better to do than to sit there and watch that queue every day.
Well, I'm messaging them like 5 minutes before every drop.
Drop. I'm in the gym. Drop. I'm in the gym. I'm stopping working now. I'm trying to get in the drop. Like, I don't like to operate like
and
that.
then when you win, bro, when you win one, you're literally paying. I mean, you can go on the marketplace and buy one for $20 more.
Unless you get a really
good one, So
unless you got a Brady or a signed one.
So I want to see what the VIPs look like, and then if the VIP thing comes out after the first drop, I'll go and buy a fucking,
Yeah. Hey,
We got one.
We got one. I tell you, I've been stellar.
Let him know, but tell him how to do it.
dude.
All right, now let me have Madlab have his moment here. Let's talk about the New York Knicks opening night.
I actually wasn't going to talk about it
Why?
because baseball is a different. I mean, basketball is a different animal. It's like it's a game of runs. With wins, losses,
It's a game of runs.
and within the game.
Everybody has
one
their
thing I
runs.
will say about did you watch the game, Quan?
No.
Are you a big basketball guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing I will say about them, if you look at their box score, dude, it was the first time I can honestly say, like, it was such well-rounded score. I'm a diehard Knick fan, bro. Like, through and through. Like, since I was a kid. Huh?
Who's your favorite Knicks player?
Ewing, by far. Not even a question. Ewing was my favorite. All-time favorite. Always will be. No one will ever be better than Ewing. To me. I just loved everything about him. I grew up on him. Win or lose, I'm with Ewing. But it was just such well-rounded scoring. And a lot of the times the Knicks would draft these older, washed-up players. Or they would draft these players, they would give up on them too early, let them go, and then all of a sudden they would rise on another team. They did it with Marcus Camby. They did it with a lot of people, right? So with the mixture that they have now, they have young guys blended in with the older guys now. They have a lot of young talent with Toppin and stuff like that. Randall isn't. They still need that one superstar though. Randall's like a 1 AA.
Isn't Kemba's supposed to be that guy?
He's 1 AA. He's one. But the one, would you agree? Kemba and him are kind of 1 AA stars.
Kemba's like
They're never gonna,
2 type point.
Yeah, they're never going to carry a team by themselves. Yeah. But the one thing that they have that was missing is Fournier. They have that. They have that guy now behind the arc when they need him to shoot the rock. When he's hot, he's hot. He's one of the he's not really streaky. He's not really a streaky.
Who did he play for last year?
Boston.
Boston.
Fournier. Yeah, he's not really a streaky shooter. He's pretty consistent. But if you remember back in the day when the Knicks had like Novak and Starks and those 3-point shooters, they were very streaky. If they were on, they won. If they were off, they were 1 for 10.
Yeah.
Fournier's pretty consistent, dude. So he's the type of guy that you need. So they got a lot of young blood. I like this kid Toppin, Randall, Kemba Walker. Obviously, they got a deep team.
Heather, what's his face play? The kid from Duke.
Who? Barrett.
Yeah,
he did okay, but he came on late. He came on late. He had a couple nice open court.
He's got to break through this year.
What?
That was a good save right there.
That was a good save, right?
Yeah.
He's got to break through this year.
He's looking good. He came on late though. The first. I think he got his first points like midway through the second quarter, halfway through the second quarter, almost near the hat.
Are you talking about? He was number 2, number 3 overall.
RJ Barrett, yeah.
Draft pick.
You got a prediction for them this season?
They're definitely going to the playoffs. I'm going to say that right now. The Knicks are going to make the playoffs.
They're going to go deep.
I don't know. It's too early to tell yet. It's early to tell, but they got the talent. They got the leadership.
I'm going to try watch them a little more this year if I can get away with it.
They got the leadership now with D Rose and these guys, to kind of lead them and lead the charge. They still have some wheels under them that you can rest these guys now a little bit and save them a little bit more because they're a little bit deeper now. So I think they go to the playoffs, but there's a lot that is involved with basketball, with injuries and like I said, it's a game of runs.
You think they need to make a move?
Yeah.
One superstar.
They're not going to get a superstar this year.
No.
I think they're thinking about getting rid of Toppin too. They're thinking about the trade with Toppin, which I don't agree with. I think he's a really good talent, dude. I think it'd be a big mistake to get rid of that kid.
I got a great story about the Garden, and then we'll move on. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching the Knicks. So I was in the private jet business in 2009. I was arranging private jet charter flights for. I was a broker, so if someone wanted to fly a private jet from, here to Vegas or whatever, I would go find the planes, give them some quotes, mark it up, and I was a private jet broker. I was flying some NFL players. I flew Ray Lewis, Billion Edwards. I flew Larry Fitzgerald multiple times, Roy Williams, the wide receiver, Reggie Bush. I was doing okay with it. And the guy who owned the jet company, his name was Al Palagonia. He was best friends with Spike Lee. And he's the one who sits with Spike Lee on floor seats. Every time you watch the Knicks play and you see Spike Lee on the floor, if you look next to him, that's Al Palagonia. That's his best friend. They've gotten season tickets together for the last 30 years, right? So one day, Al says to me, he goes, "Hey, man, what are you doing tonight?" He's like, "You want to go to the Knicks game? Floor seats?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, you're meeting my buddy there. His name is Eric Fessler. He's one of the world's biggest gamblers. He's worth $500 million. Be respectful to him. You're going to be sitting with him." I'm like, okay. So I go to the Garden floor. My feet are on the floor, bro. It was amazing. I got there early, practice. Guy comes next to me, real weird guy. And I knew he was a big gambler, right? But dude, all the players are coming up to him. "Oh, what's up, Eric? What's up?" He knew all the players. I'm just like, then his phone rings. It was Steve Wynn. Wynn, the owner of Wynn, trying to get him to come. "I'll send you a jet, come fly in to come play this weekend." I'm just like, wow, bro. I was almost in awe of this guy.
What was his name?
Eric Fessler was.
I'm gonna look him up.
Look him up.
Eric Fessler.
So by halftime, I'm starting to have some conversations with the guy. He started to be a little cool, whatever. So then I asked him a question. I go, "Listen, I know you're a big gambler. I'm like, what's your game?" He's like, "Craps." I'm like, "What's the most money you ever won playing craps?" He's like, "One time in the win, he's like, one roll of the dice, $3 million.
Why do you think Wynn wanted him back there? He wanted that money back.
Wait, I go, $3 million. He goes, "Yeah." That night I went upstairs. He's like, I came back the next night to come play again. And I went to go to the table. Table wasn't there. There was just ropes with nothing there. And I went to the pit boss. "Where's the table?" He's like, "Where's the table?" After you did that, we took it out back and we burnt it.
Really?
I swear to God.
Oh my God.
They took the table out in the back and they burned it.
Gotta get that devil thing out of here.
Wow, dude.
Bro, how sick is that?
That's crazy.
I was dying. I've told that story 1,000 times.
You know what's funny? We can have a couple $100,000 in play, for DraftKings. Can you imagine? And we say, "Oh my God, he'll call me up fourth quarter. Bro, I'm sweating. I got to call you back. I'm sweating to fight." This guy's got. Imagine a guy like that with that kind of money on the line.
$3 million, one roll of the dice, dude. Unbelievable, right? Sick.
That's a deep.
They took it out back and burnt it.
That's a degenerate. Dude.
Before we move on.
Yeah.
Tuesday, we said Madlab versus Derrick Henry in the open field. I did a poll.
They didn't. They voted against it.
17.4% said yes, you could tackle him. 43.5% said no, and 39.1% said hell no.
All right, well, what can Madlab do?
Listen, the difference. This is where my mindset is wired. I don't care what people think.
There we go.
I defy all odds. I always have. I already said if we get a poll. I told Kevin this on the thing. If we get a poll up, a lot of people don't know about this place. We do, and people in California and Orange County know. I will go, and I've never walked in there before, but I will go with your son's boogie board, and I will boogie board the wedge high top, and let you film it.
How about this? Since we're talking MMA.
Why are you laughing? You don't think I can do it?
Let's go.
Since we're talking MMA, okay? Name one heavyweight that you'd like to get in the ring with.
What do you mean? Like I would
Name one heavyweight that you think you could last one round with.
Anthony Hamilton.
Come on. At least
One. He's not even in the UFC no more.
No, someone who's in the UFC right now that people know. That people know.
Oh,
One guy.
What is it called? Baby Albini.
Baby Albini.
The diaper Albini. I could last with Albini.
You last with him for a round?
Absolutely. And for a round, I'd probably beat him.
In the UFC.
Dude, he wears a diaper, the guy. If I got beat by Baby Albini, I would leave Earth.
You think you could last with Carlos Felipe for a round?
For a round?
A round.
Yeah. For a round.
You think you can?
For a round, yeah.
You can?
Yeah. For a round, yeah.
I don't know.
But you got to remember, I have to train because my cardio couldn't go 3. I couldn't go 3 rounds right now.
You couldn't even go 3 minutes.
Yeah, I could. Especially when my adrenaline's going.
Mike, I just looked up his picture. I'll give it to you.
Albini.
100%.
I would destroy
Are
Albini.
you sure Albini? He's in the UFC still?
Yeah.
When's the last time he fought?
Bro, you make it sound like I've never trained.
Bro, 1998 don't count.
Nah, dude. I was very. Listen, the one thing about me at 260, dude, not a lot of people could say this, but when I forget about the boxing I did, when I was real heavy into my grappling stages, I was one of the only guys my size that liked to grapple from his back. I wasn't a guy that liked to get top position and do all these like stupid.
This is the same guy that 6 months ago I go, Mike, come with me to go walking during the day. And he goes, I got a torn ACL in my.
He's such a liar, dude.
He tore it in 2013, and he still talks about.
What are you talking about?
I got a torn. What'd you do to your ankle?
What are you talking about, my ankle?
No, your ankle. What'd you do to your ankle?
Dude, I had one of the worst injuries you could have. I had trauma surgery. Do you realize after that injury, anytime I grappled, I had to put a band, I had to put a red handkerchief around that leg to let them know you can't attack this ankle. Like, you want to attack my right leg and you want to go for knee bars and stuff, you cannot touch this ankle. That's how bad the injury was.
Baby Albini's probably watching, and he's
no, now it's fine. Now I'll kick him with a shoe.
All right, listen.
Let's go.
Showdown's been waiting. Let's get Showdown on. Let's hear her dog pick of the night, and then we'll break down the main event. Or the main card. Main event, main card, whatever.
Where is she?
Showdown, are you ready? I'm not going to lie, Showdown. I think I heard you a little bit when you were talking to that guy from Canada.
How dare you?
And you gave the dog pick.
She's not on yet. How dare you think that I can't beat Baby Albini?
Yeah, I don't know who Baby Albini is.
Yes.
I want to...
God.
How about...
What the hell is that going across?
You could beat...
Look.
Can you... Junior Albini?
I would decimate that guy, dude. The diaper pants.
How about Jared Bandera? You can fight him. That would be it.
There's nobody that I wouldn't fight if you gave me 12 weeks to get in shape.
Jared Bandera?
Give me 12 weeks to get in shape.
How about Romanov? Think you can fight Romanov?
I'm not saying I could beat him, but I'll fight him. I'll fight anybody, dude.
And we're on.
He's so stupid. What's up?
Showdown, can you hear us?
Yeah, I just have to shut off the podcast for a second. Sorry.
Let me say something real quick before you guys talk.
Go ahead.
When we were talking earlier, Showdown was very nervous about her pick.
I know.
She's like, I got to get this one right. I have to get this one right, she said. I said, all right, I hope you get it right. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah,
I know. She messaged
the way
me
he
about
lost,
that.
the way Brandon Davis lost was
I thought we were going to discuss that.
The worst kind. I know. You have to bring it up. We're done with it.
Didn't we make the agreement that if we ever opened the deli, we would just make him make pastrami sandwiches in the back? And
there's a lot of sandwiches to be made.
All right, so you're on a 1 fight losing streak.
No, two. Charles.
Oh,
Rosa,
that's right. You're on a 2 fight losing streak. So
yeah.
in UFC terms, really, like after this one, if you lose, your back's against the wall. We're in contract negotiations after that.
I know.
All right, well, let's go. What Christine does here, guys, if you're new to the show, she gives a favorite DFS dog pick of the week. Doesn't have to be for DFS. It's just her dog pick of the week. She's usually very good at it, but now her back is against the wall.
Hurtful, so hurtful.
All right, so give it to me.
Okay, so my dog pick of the week is Dwight Grant. Um, Dwight Grant comes in at a plus 105 underdog to his opponent Francisco Trinaldo, who is currently a favorite at minus 135. Both of these fighters are well past their prime, coming in at a combined age of 80 years old. Trinaldo is a seasoned veteran in the game. He's 43 years old. So, it's his time. Dwight Grant is 37 years old, so he's younger, but not by that much. Grant has 14 fights in his professional career with a record of 11 wins and 3 losses, with 6 fights in the UFC with a current record of 4 wins and 2 losses. Trinaldo is with 34 fights in his professional career with a record of 26 wins, 8 losses, 23 of those fights in the UFC with a record of 16 wins and 7 losses. In his UFC wins, Trinaldo has a 13% submission rate and a 31% KO rate. His takedown offense is decent. He's got 42 takedowns attempted and 19 takedowns landed, with his takedown defense at about a 60%. Dwight Grant is at a 0% submission rate, but we'll get back to it. He's at a 50% KO rate. His takedown offense is hard to gauge at this time because he's only attempted 2 takedowns, but he also has gotten those 2 takedowns. So he's at 100%, but there's not really much to go off of there. And Grant is at a 71% takedown defense rate. So how does the fight play out? Trinaldo is the perfect opponent for Grant. Grant has a background of BJJ and Kung Fu, and he also has a 2-inch height advantage and a 6-inch reach advantage, which is huge here. If the fight is on the feet, Trinaldo is going to try to close the distance, and Grant is, from what I've watched, Grant likes to throw, 2-3 combos, a double jab. He has a mean left hook. So when Trinaldo's coming in to close the distance, he's going to hit him with some combos. Grant also likes to throw in some lower calf kicks and body kicks as well. So he has a lot of weapons in his arsenal. Trinaldo, on the other hand, he likes to fight in the southpaw stance. So he'll be throwing with the left a lot. He fights more from the outside. He's going to need to try and put pressure on Grant in order to get in the distance to actually, make contact when he throws punches. And with him trying to close that distance and put the pressure on, it also is going to leave him very vulnerable in spots. Like, he has to time it correctly and be very meticulous. The main concern for me with Grant in this is his ground game. He hasn't shown that much in the area, but we do know that he's at 2 of 2 takedowns attempted and landed. And we also know he likes to utilize the double leg takedown, and his submission method that has not been won with, but he utilizes, is leg locks. Trinaldo, on the other hand, has a much better ground game. He likes to stay in the clinch. He goes for more takedowns. He has shown that he's capable of winning by submission. And for his age, he actually has pretty decent cardio. The deciding factor here is going to be whether Grant can use his reach advantage, his Kung Fu style striking, to get the early KO finish in the early rounds, or even if he were to pepper Trinaldo with different combos, body kicks, calf kicks, and he can come back and try to go for the knockdown again. In his fight with Daniel Rodriguez, he was winning, in my opinion, I should say. He was winning the fight for the most part. He wobbled Rodriguez, and he was ultimately knocked out. He does have a slight weak chin, suspect chin, but he does have all the weapons in his arsenal. Another path for Grant would perhaps be to tire out Trinaldo, hit him with a barrage of counterattacks, combos, get him to the ground, and maybe get his first submission win. Grant has been training with AKA, which is a camp that is heavily focused on wrestling. So if he put the work in from his last fight till now, I definitely can see him getting there as well, given Trinaldo's age and all of that.
All right. Well, I this is another week that we're agreeing on this, because this is actually a fight that I'm picking Dwight Grant too.
Oh, great.
Great. 3 weeks in a row, you picked the same dog. What happened?
I know.
Oh my God.
The number's actually moving, because I had it at plus 115 and you say it was plus 105, right?
I printed it out
Yes.
today, right before we left the office about 2 hours ago, not even an hour and a half ago, and I got Dwight Grant at plus 110.
All right, so it's all over the place.
Yep.
So this is the pros and cons for me in this fight. As far as a DraftKings, perspective, first of all, as a betting perspective, I would tell everybody to stay away from this fight. And the reason why I say that is because Francisco Trinaldo is Massaranduba. He's 43 years old. He's not talked about enough.
He's the kind of guy that nobody wants to fight.
Well, it's not even that. When you talk about these aging fighters, nobody brings Massaranduba up.
You
notice that, Christine? Nobody.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
No,
he should be always
he's
mentioned.
he's kind of like a gatekeeper of sorts. That,
But he's like the ultimate quiet gatekeeper. And if you look at his record, if you think about it, he won 3 of his last 4. He should have won 4 of his last 5. He beat Alexander Hernandez in that decision.
I remember that.
That was his fight.
Yep.
So he technically won 4 of his last 5. But at the end of the day, like every time he fights, I wonder, like, the wheel's got to fall off eventually. Like, eventually the wheel has to fall off. He's 43, but right now the guy's super durable. He's got good stand-up. He's got very good cardio. He's got decent grappling. And then when you look at Dwight Grant, you're like, all right, well, if he's got all this, well, how does he beat him? The path for Dwight Grant here, if you look at him, he's got good power. He's got a really good jab. He's long. He has cardio issues, and he does have durability issues. That's what ultimately lost him the fight against Daniel Rodriguez. He unloaded on him, and then he was just back on skates. Rodriguez was able to get his wits about him again, and he ended up knocking him out. So how does he beat him? My opinion is he's got to fight super long. He's going to have the athletic edge here, and he's just got to keep peppering him with the jab. Just keep him away, keep him away. He's probably going to he's probably not knocking him out, Trinaldo out. You know what I mean? Knocking him out, it's
possible.
It's not impossible, but the guy is extremely durable. He's not going to sub him. So how do you beat him? You're going to have to beat him with utilizing your attributes, which is your jab. Your jab, you keep him honest, keep him honest, keep him honest. And I think that's what he can do, and I think that's what he should do, and I think that's what he's going to do. So now from a DraftKings perspective, I don't know how well this is going to score. Like, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring fight. I think people are going to probably tend to stay away from it because they know, the people who do know, actually, they're going to say, well, Massaranduba's durable. Dwight Grant's really, he gasses out. He's got a small window to do things. So there is an edge in large field GPP that you might want to take some small stabs like Dwight Grant, but I don't see this being a high-scoring fight. Like, I don't see this as a fight that you need to have, like, in a single bullet lineup. I don't see that. And I don't see this fight being bettable. I could see this fight going either way. I'm taking Dwight Grant in the fight, but there's nothing confident.
Yeah, and for DFS, it's going to be low volume. So they're not going to have that high pace. I don't see a lot of top control, so you're not going to get control time. You're not
this whole fight's going to be on the
significant
feet.
Strikes. Yeah, you're not going to get, and even on the feet, I don't think you're going to get many significant strikes, and it's lower scoring anyway. So
in large field GPP, I think if you want to get super sneaky, that's fine, but to have this as one of your culprits would be wrong. So, all right, well, let's see what happens.
Well, do you think that maybe Grant could get like a second round KO?
No, I do think. Listen, if anyone's going to finish the fight, I think it's going to be Grant. But you got to show, me. You got to show me first. Like, Trinaldo's a tough out, man. Like, as old as he is, he's a tough out. He's a super tough out. Yeah. So I'm not going to. I know he's got the power to do it, and that's why I'm saying in large field GPP, if you want to get sneaky and take some of him at 7,800, I got no problems with that because he does have an angle. And like I said, one day the wheels are going to fall off.
Right.
But is it going to be Saturday night? So don't bury your eggs in that basket. I would say, tread lightly.
Yep.
Good
job, Showdown.
All right, Showdown. I will
Thank
talk to
you
you next week. Well, I'll talk to you way before next week, but we will talk to you next
Hey,
week.
Showdown, who's in the captain spot tonight?
Oh, I just finished NBA, so I have 10 minutes left.
She said she's got 10
for
minutes
NFL.
Left. Text me with it.
No, I did NBA first.
All right, well, text me.
Thank you, Christine.
No problem.
All right,
Have a
bye,
good
Christine.
night.
All right, you heard it there.
Bye.
All right, so
All
we don't even
picking
have to.
tonight.
We don't have to cover that fight.
Got breakdown now.
All right, hold on. You guys know that I was a boxing promoter at one point in my life. I promoted one fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we got this on the card coming up.
Oh my God, who did that?
He just did that just now.
yo, you got to get a better picture of me.
If there was a Google search.
Give him the picture of you with flexing in the gym.
Oh,
with
dude, forget
with
about
the
it.
tricep picture.
Oh, dude, what you want?
Madlab versus Baby Albini.
I'll bring that
Bet
picture.
TV.
That's TV.
Let's get this going. Maybe we can make a celebrity boxing match out of this.
Boxing,
You know?
dude,
We'll get on Triller.
I'll do bare knuckle with him, dude.
Bare knuckle.
All right, let's go.
All right,
That's
so
great.
before you go on your rant about the main event here, Vettori versus Costa, let me say a couple things here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just tell me I'm right.
Hold on. All right. I loved Paulo Costa coming up before the Adesanya fight. He was like my favorite guy. I loved him. Brute force, big. I like that juice head, East Coast looking guy. Reminds me of my friends back at home. And I thought awesome prospect, super high on him. I remember telling him, it's my favorite guy. Costa's fine tonight. I loved him. And I followed him on Instagram, and I really liked him a lot. And then the Izzy fight, obviously Adesanya is an elite fighter. You know what I mean? And he lost that fight, and he lost bad. He didn't look good at all.
They're terrible.
And I was like, all right, but you know what? He fought one of the best.
But he had his excuse.
And then then he came up with the excuse about why he lost, that he couldn't sleep and he had to drink some wine and take some NyQuil. Like, you know what? Just like, if you're a true professional, you take your losses, just shut your mouth and don't come up with excuses.
But you still were picking him.
And then, okay.
Yeah, you didn't care about the excuse.
I didn't say I wasn't picking him yet.
That's bull crap.
I didn't say I wasn't picking him. We're doing that right now.
All right, go ahead.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So now he comes in, can't make weight. And now I'm like, now Mike's all over Vettori all week.
I was before this.
All right. No, I'm saying all over Vettori all week.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Vettori all week. And like, dude, Costa, you don't look right. You got to watch these. And he's the one watching film, not me. Watching at the camp. And he's like, he's 215 pounds. He ain't going to make weight. And of course, then all of a sudden this catch weight thing starts. And I was like, it's starting. And I was going to pick Costa the whole time. And then he's making me think twice. And then I watched this interview with Brett Okamoto and Costa and Vettori today. And it was almost embarrassed.
It was disturbing.
It was disturbing. He looked like he was drinking.
Like on Xanax.
Or on Xanax or on pills or something, Costa.
Because he wasn't making any sense.
Wasn't making any sense.
And it wasn't a language barrier thing. He just wasn't making sense.
And the whole thing was about Costa not making weight and not training properly, because like it's almost like you're disrespecting the sport by not cutting weight and going through that process, right? And that Vettori's going through, who's actually, I used to not like him, and just appreciating him as a true professional in that interview, I was like, you know what? Actually, it made me swing to actually like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he respects the sport and respects what you have to do to make weight, whatever. And then, like, Costa not just owning it, like, why didn't you make weight? It's like, well, it's a good fight, heavier.
Well, no, he was blaming.
The UFC called me about making a catch weight, so you know what? You better fight me. Don't make excuses. And like you said, Akamoto's face is like, what is this guy?
Akamoto was like befuddled by it.
Like, what is this guy talking about? Like, I would appreciate it to just say, hey, you know what? It's my bad. I came in a little heavy and made weight. Thank you, Marvin, for agreeing to the 195 catch weight. It's my bad. I give up my. Just say that. Not just lie and just say nonsense. Like, that was ridiculous. I'm not going to tell you who I'm picking yet.
No, you got it. All right, until I'm done.
Now you can go on your rant.
It's not going to be a rant, really. It's just you kind of hit everything. All I'm going to add in is, like, for you guys who don't know what happens behind the scenes in camps and stuff, there are situations where this is purposely done. Okay, there are situations where
and that's sad to give up 20% of your purse,
but not on this level. Not like they'll cut weight to a certain point, and then when they see that their fighter is really, really starting to struggle, they'll be like, all right, maybe it's better off we give the 30%. We need to win this and that, so
I can see it.
If they agree to it, you're more comfortable. And the ratio shows that like 70% of the time that fighter will win because they're not struggling to make the weight. Yeah, like it's right. But you don't have a gross miss like that. A gross miss like that means you didn't even try.
Didn't even try.
If you're coming in at 211 pounds and you got to be weighing 185.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, today too. I don't know what he was today, but
He was 211 yesterday, right?
211 yesterday. Okay, and he didn't even bat an eyelash about it. He wasn't. They asked, like, when Vettori goes, "How much do you weigh right now?" He's like, "Why do you want to know how much I weigh?" What do you mean? Why does he want to know how much you weigh?
What do you mean? I'm fighting
He's fighting you. Of course he wants to know how much you weigh. So then he goes, "Well, I don't care about weight. I just want to fight. I fight 195, 205." And he's like, "Wait a minute, hold on a minute. Like, when you fight, you're contracted to fight at 185. Which means that we're both obligated to step on the scale the day before the fight to make 185.
Vettori said everything right.
Perfect. He said it, and I was shocked because usually he's lip lashing.
Usually that like, and he wasn't. He was right about everything.
So if it was purposely done, it was purposely done on an extremely gross angle. Now I did see one interview with him when they asked him why did he miss weight. He said he was going to say it after the fight. So that's him hindering that there was an injury. Okay, it's not. This is all lies though, because after all these interviews I've seen,
he didn't want to go through the cut.
Nothing measures up. Then he's saying to Vettori, "Don't back out. Make sure you show up on Saturday. Be a man. Don't ask me for money." Like all of a sudden now saying you're not even gonna get 30% of my purse. Mind you, he only made $60,000 in his fight against with Romero. He made $60K to show.
Yeah,
I don't know what his purse money is gonna be here, but if you take 30% of that, it's not that much. He makes, he'll make if there's a
coming off the Adesanya main event 380, and then he bitched a lot about the pay. I bet you it's like, I'm gonna guess 180.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna guess that.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. All right, so yeah, but still, at the end of the day, these fighters, like, people think like they're walking home with 60 if they make 60. They're not walking home with that.
Yeah.
They got to pay taxes. They got to pay their camps out. There's food involved. There's
coach,
lodging.
yeah, sure.
Everything's a lot involved. So these guys aren't making a lot of money. So it's not really worth it to Vettori. I mean, it's some astronomical number. But this shows me two things. This shows me either, A, this was purposely done, and I think it'll backfire, because if it backfires and was purposely done, at the end of the day, your cardio is your cardio is your cardio. If you're that heavy, you're obviously not training your cardio at a obscure level, because you no matter what your caloric intake is, you're going to tend to lose weight. You're not going to gain it. That's number one. Number two, the guy's already superior muscular. He's very muscular. So the bigger you are, the more oxygen it takes for your, for your conditioning, lactic acid buildup, all this stuff. So, which shows me he's gonna. If that's the case, it's because he's gonna say, I'm gonna come out like a bat out of hell for 2 rounds. I'm gonna throw all my heat at this guy, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, then I got to figure it out.
But Vettori's pretty durable.
But he's pretty durable. But that's the only thing I can think of now. If with this whole thing with if it was just he didn't train, and this was a blip in his radar, and he just totally got it wrong, and he didn't care, he's going to get annihilated at 195. Because now he's got to cut weight fast, and he doesn't naturally cut weight good. If you look at him in his past, he's a heavy set guy in the offseason. He's not, the guy likes to eat. There were pictures of him that he was actually chubby.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, it's going to backfire in his face. So I was not going to bet this fight. I didn't think there was any value there in any way, shape, or form. I didn't think that, the minus, at one time it was like minus 140. I think it's up to like minus 155 I got it at. But after I saw all that, the value lies in what Paulo Costa did and what he's doing. That's where the value lies. It doesn't matter the value's not on the two fighters themselves, who's got the potential, and this one trained so hard, and this one's on weight, he looks great at 185. He pushed the value towards me. Like, he basically said, listen, these are the signs and symptoms, and if the bet loses, the bet loses. But the fact of the matter is he's giving you every reason to bet against him in this fight.
He really is.
Every reason.
He really is.
So I'm all in on Vettori in this fight. And I was literally picking Vettori to win, but I was going to tell people stay away from it because I could see so many different avenues, because Paulo Costa does have good defensive wrestling. He's got a nasty body kick. He's got a sneaky left high kick. There are situations where he can really put this kid into trouble. The fact of the matter is, this is 5 rounds. He is not lasting 5 rounds.
You think Vettori's going to sit on him for 5 rounds?
I think Vettori's going to play very tentative with him. I think the game plan for Rafael Cordero, which he's an ace, does the right thing. I would tell him, listen, don't stay away from this guy for the first 2 rounds. Play cautious, but make him work. Pin him against the cage, make him work. Try to burn his arms out a little bit. Stay out of range. Don't get in range with him where he can hit you. If you're at close range, he can't generate any
He can hit
power.
hard.
because he can hit, dude. He can hit, and you don't want him using his limbs. So get in there, tie up with him, throwing some elbows, push off, get back in, stay close. Don't
Really good main event.
Yeah, and I don't know about it. I don't think it's going to be any more good main event. I don't. I think Vettori's going to roll him, dude. I think after the first and second
But
round.
if you're letting Costa come in heavy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're letting him come in heavy, so he's going to come in full steam, full strength, like a 210-pounder for 2 rounds.
I was gonna pick him until today, even with everything
rounds.
you told me. And then when I watched that interview, and I saw the mindset difference of Vettori and how Costa was acting, and that Vettori's like, I don't care what you come in at, I'm fighting you, and that's it.
Yeah, it's almost like he was looking for a way out.
He was like, I don't care what weight you are, I'm fighting you. That's it. I don't come in at 12. I don't care. I'm fighting you no matter what.
Yeah.
And I love to see that.
Yeah.
And Vettori is a dialed in mindset kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a dog, dude. He is a straight up dog.
He is, man. So I'm siding with you. I'm all in on Vettori too. And I
Good
think
thing you didn't say that on Tuesday.
I didn't say it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like I said, like he's the one doing the homework, and little by little, all week he comes in my office. Hey, this is what I saw so far. I don't know. And then like after today, and I sat down with him and watched this 10-minute interview. It actually blew my mind. It made me not like him no more.
hold
It
on.
made me not like him no more.
Let me bring this in from, and you'll like this because you like when I talk about this biology stuff. If you watch the Brett Okamoto video, remember when he's like, for 8 weeks, I literally sacrificed.
That's what Vettori said.
But it's a different kind of, he sacrificed, but he didn't sacrifice like you think. Like he wasn't dieting really hard.
Oh, because you do that at the end.
You're prepping yourself for the weight cut at that point.
He was just, I wasn't eat what I want to eat.
He's when,
prepping for the weight cut.
Yeah, right. So when you guys talk about weight cutting and you talk about, oh my God, he's got this weight cut and he cut all this weight, they're cutting weight slowly for the time of their camp. They're eating the right foods.
In the last
they're doing
2-3
their
days,
then all of a sudden that prepares their metabolism to surge and go into a hardcore weight cut. But it's a little less shock on the body because you're depriving yourself a little. When you do what Costa did, where he's coming in at 211, he still has to now.
He's going to 195.
Now he's got to still surge.
So he's
down
still
to
got to drop
195.
16.
Yeah, he still has to surge down. It's not like it's a pyramid
2
where
days.
it goes like this. He's got to whoop
2 days.
right off a cliff.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna hold, bro.
Yeah.
That's too much of a shock this way and this way, this way and this way, because he's going up. He's at 211. He's got to come down. Then he's got to rehydrate back up.
Yep.
And there's no more IV.
I wonder what he's going to walk in at, though, Saturday night.
I say he walks in probably around 210.
What do you think Vettori's going to walk in at?
He's going to come in lighter because he started cutting already.
200?
200, 198, 200.
Yeah.
He's going to come around about 10, 15 pounds lighter, 10 pounds lighter probably. I don't know. It depends on his genetics. But, I'm telling you right now, bro, that's going to be the key. The key is going to be this is a muscular guy. He did not gradually go in, he said, prime his body for a weight cut, and he's going off a ledge, and then he's shocking his body that way. He's going to be completely lethargic, and then he's got to, boom, come back up, and then he's got to fight 25 minutes.
I'm so psyched for this fight.
It's not going to happen.
Did
that make sense?
I'm going to the UCLA Oregon game over in Brentwood. Is that where they play, UCLA?
I don't.
The Pasadena? Wherever. I'm going there with Pat, 12:30 game, and I'm going to shoot right home. I might even come to your house.
Yeah.
And I got to see this main event. So I'll miss the first couple prelims, and then I'll be there for the rest.
So here's my prediction. My prediction is going to be, I think that the Paulo Costa has a 2-round window in this fight. He can knock him out in 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Outside of that, I think I'm going to call. I'm going to say Marvin Vettori 4th round submission.
I like it. And looking at the line before I left, FanDuel got it Vettori at minus 192.
Yeah, that's a point.
DraftKings minus 165.
I got it at 155.
Got it at 155. So I put it at 170 today.
Yeah, I was pissed too because I could have had it at 140 last night. Remember?
Well, I mean, a lot of people saw what you saw
Yeah.
now, and that's why it's moving so much. So awesome. All right, next fight on the card, Grant Dawson, Rick Glenn. I think this is a little dangerous fight for Grant Dawson. I know he's a big-time prospect. Love Joe Dirt. Love Rick Glenn. He's a tough out. I don't think it should be minus 400.
No,
That's
way.
crazy.
More than that. Isn't it like minus 440 or something?
Right now, FanDuel 400, DraftKings minus 435. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
Well, a lot of people, if you remember, when Rick Glenn came back on the rebound after the layoff, we were on him. We picked him.
Yeah, I remember.
And he ends up winning that fight. So the thing with Rick Glenn is, I call him Joe Dirt. He had the mullet back in the day and stuff like that. He's just a really tough dude, bro.
Tough.
He's like an old school, tough, scrappy guy. He's got good grappling. He's solid everywhere. He's like he's like a silent assassin in the division. You know what I mean? But when you really look at it and you look at someone like Grant Dawson, like what is his kryptonite? Where would his kryptonite be? It would be someone like Dawson who's going to be able to take him down, grind him, put on that pace on him. And is Rick Glenn good off the back yet? If he keeps this, I'm going to tell you this right now. If he keeps this fight standing, Dawson's in trouble.
Yeah.
Dawson's going to be in trouble. If he can really keep this fight in the feet, or if Dawson comes in on him, ragdolls him in the first round, gets on top of him, gets top control, starts getting a little bit tired, and then Rick Glenn figures out a way to keep this standing down the stretch, it's going to get interesting. So if Rick Glenn keeps, I just don't see him keeping it standing. I think this is a kid that the UFC likes. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, this is really a perfect test for him. No.
Nah.
For Dawson?
Nah.
A good little next step for him.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's fighting
he's
a tough
very
guy.
good gatekeeper.
This is a good little, okay, this guy is a solid prod. Another victory and moving up the ranks. I think this is a good matchup for him to get through.
I'd say minus 220 is much fair.
Agreed.
Much more fair.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Disrespectful. So Grant Dawson's the pick.
I'll say Grant Dawson by decision.
By decision. He's at 9,300, which is pretty juiced. Rick Glenn, 6,900 punt play.
He's all right. So on DraftKings, yeah. So on DraftKings, if you look at that, I mean, Dawson can cover the value just for the mere fact that he will just pick you up, drag you down, take you up, drag you down. And if he finds that detour where he knows there's a path there where you can't stop it, he's going to continue to
do it over and over.
He's going to continue
like
to
a Marab style.
Look for transitions, look for your neck, he's going to look for things. He's going to fight for your money. So 9,300, he's not off the board. I would make an argument though that at 6,900, you could put a couple punts on Glenn.
Don't be afraid to plug him in one or two.
Yeah.
Then you got Jessica Clarke versus Jocelyn Edwards. We were on the wrong side of Edwards, I think. No.
We were on the right side of her the first fight.
On the first fight, and then Carol Rosa destroyed her.
Yeah.
Right? But Rosa's a good fighter. I read the breakdown on this fight. This is a close fight.
Yeah, this is another one that people, I don't know what it is with Jessica Rose Clarke. Everybody loves Jessica Rose Clarke. I don't know if it's her tattoos. I don't know if it's because she's pretty. I don't know if it's because she's marketable. But this is another girl who I just don't see having like this big long future in the UFC. She's got good leg kicks. She's a decent striker. She'll take you down. She'll get dirty with you and stuff like that. But she doesn't do one thing that's overly special or overly convincing to me that this girl can be a really, really good prospect. She's coming off a layoff. Something, I think it was her knee. She had an MCL issue or something like that. Just never super impressed me. I mean, even from her social media, like you could see, she really, really feeds off attention a little bit. And I like her. I think she's a fine fighter. I think she's good for the sport. But Jocelyn Edwards at least has like a solid straight path to win this fight. If Jocelyn Edwards gets taken down in this fight over and over again, it's done. The fight's over. Jessica Rose Clarke is just going to grind her for 3 rounds. If Jocelyn Edwards can stay on her feet, she's the far better striker. She's longer, she's rangier, she moves laterally better. She doesn't hit with a ton of power, but she does throw a lot of volume. If she could keep her honest with her jab, keep her honest, maybe win some of those, maybe win the first round, second round gets a little greasy, third round's close, I think she could win this fight. So, I mean, no confidence at all, but I would say that Jocelyn Edwards win this fight by like a really dirty split decision.
I'm agreeing to agree with you because you watched more film than me on this fight. I like Edwards. I'm with you on this one. She's a small dog, plus 135, 7,700 for Edwards, 8,500 for Jessica Rose Clarke. Be careful here.
Yeah, I don't think this is a fight. I mean, you got those mid-tier fights and stuff. I don't think it's a fight that is you need to really target hard. You got to remember, there's plenty of fights on this card.
Yep.
So it's not a fight where I'm looking. There's not a high upside finish there for me.
Alex Caceres saying Woo Choi. Choi's a sizable favorite, minus 200. Caceres he's there. He's always there. Doesn't get probably enough respect, but he's not an easy fight.
I don't agree with that line.
That's big.
I don't agree with that line. Choi is the better fighter, without a doubt.
No doubt.
But Caceres is the type of guy that you train for that you can't train for. He's a very awkward fighter, and he's kind of coming into his own now. As crazy as it sounds. I mean, I still look at him like a prospect because he looks so young, but I think he's almost
like a Jocko, no?
But he's like the vet of vets on this card. Like he's one of the
a lot of young fighters on his card.
Yeah, so when you look at Caceres and you look at is he a better fighter? No. Does he throw with more power? No. Does he throw with more volume? No. But he's got a tricky style to him that if you're not used to his style and you're a young fighter, he can give you some fits. And you could figure him out, but are you going to figure him out too late? Are you going to figure him out in the beginning of the third round when he just took 2 rounds on you? So, it's a dangerous fight. I think what's going to happen in this fight, though, Caceres is probably going to be the more economical fighter, moving laterally, but I think that Choi's going to have the bigger moments. He's going to be pushing forward more. He's going to hit him with a little bit more power, a little bit more damaging shots, getting a little bit more of the oohs and ahs, and I think he's probably going to end up winning this fight, by decision. But I would not bet that fight. I mean, I think Caceres has a clear path with his just awkward style.
Well, I mean, we picked against Choi. He beat. We picked Arosa last time in that fight. He beat Zala before that. Sizable favorite. It's going to be a close fight, I think, too. A lot of close fights in this card. A lot of these lines are just juiced, man.
Yeah, it's not. It's guys. This is more of a DraftKings card. It's not really a betting card. It's
Nikolai. Can't even say this guy's last name, bro. Against Isaac Bowman.
Negs.
We'll call him Negs. I don't know. I've never seen this guy fight.
That's what I did in my article. I was like, Negs.
Negamuranu.
Yeah.
Nikolai Negamuranu.
Isaac Villanueva.
I've never seen Villanova. I've seen fight. Negs, sizable favorite, minus 225.
You know what's funny? The one thing I got to say about Villanueva is he's not good. He's not a good fighter.
I say that every time about him.
But he's not. He's not a good fighter.
Good.
But
they keep giving him fights.
But, bro, the guy loves to fight, dude. So during the press conferences, this guy wasn't even supposed to be on the podium. Like, the way they do the he just comes on and he grabs the microphone and they're like, yeah, so you weren't even supposed to be here. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, but, I'm fighting, so, might as well get out there and let people know what I'm doing. I loved it, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I was like, this guy wants to be here.
Yeah, it's
not
awesome.
like Paulo Costa, anything about it. This guy wants to be here. So, listen, all fighters are confident. He was saying he was going to come in, he's going to knock him out. He's been working his wrestling. He's been doing this. He's been doing that. But if you look at this fight in a whole, you don't even have to really look at numbers. Somebody's getting put away in this fight. I mean, someone's getting put away in this fight. Isaac Villanueva has a very high, finishing rate, but he's got a high getting finished rate. And the way I look at this fight is when he's in the pocket, that's where he's going to savage on you.
What's the inside the distance line on this?
It's got to be in the negative. I didn't even look, but it's got
to be.
Yeah. So, that's a fight where he's going to win. You're going to sit in the pocket with him. You're going to bite down on the mouthpiece, and you're just going to stand on the center line with each other and throw. He's got the experience there. But what Negs does so good is he kind of pops off the center line. He's not going to stay in the pocket with you for too long. And Villanueva has zero head movement. He's very hittable. He's extremely, extremely hittable. And I think that's where the problem's going to lie. But somebody's going to get knocked out in this fight. And to me, this fight should be like this. It should be like minus 110, minus 110.
Bonus incoming. All right, last one real quick we'll go over.
So I'll pick Negs on that, by the way.
Negs. Last one I'll go over.
By knockout.
I think this is maybe the most intriguing fight in the card is the first fight of the night.
What?
Jonathan Martinez versus the debuting
You want to talk about that?
Lazishvili.
It's so
obviously, you know where he's from, the same as Merab Dalavishvili out of Georgia. I didn't watch film of this guy. I was shocked to see that he's coming in as a favorite, debuting. I know he was training for a fight.
For LFA, yeah. So he's the guy. The guys, remember, even though he's coming on 5 days' notice, The guy's training for a fight. It's not like he's just coming off the couch. The guy was training for a fight.
Well, you were talking to Showdown. I was looking him up a little bit, and I didn't know that he was scheduled to fight Jack Shore.
Yeah, they canceled
on the Brunson Till underdog.
But that shows you how high they are on Lavishvili.
Yeah, we're gonna put him against Shore on his
and that's one of my favorite prospects.
I know that. Who you would have taken Shore?
Yeah,
for sure.
You would have taken Shore for sure.
For sure. I know you like Jack Shore a lot. So I didn't know that he was scheduled and he pulled out from an injury.
Yeah.
But this is a really interesting first fight of the night.
It's odd because if you think about it, I think Martinez was a favorite going in against Phillips, which he was.
A sizable
favorite.
I have it right here.
And then coming into this fight now.
Bro, he was minus 350, Aaron Phillips, and all of a sudden he goes into dog territory
plus 140?
against the debuting fighter who has the similar last name to Marab the Machine.
Yeah.
Which I go, is he like him? And he's like, yeah, he's
similar.
He's similar.
He's the thing with, listen, Jonathan Martinez is a type of kid where people look at him like a clean-cut kid.
Yeah.
But he's not. This is a kid who films street fights with his cell phone. Like, he loves to fight. But at the end of the day, he's a range fighter. He likes to fight in range. He likes to keep his space. When you got somebody, I don't care how talented you are, that's just completely putting pressure on you.
It's like Marab does.
And you're just like, get off me already. Get off. And you can't.
Tying you up against the fence.
And then you finally open up on him.
Does it again.
On him. And he does it again. Then you finally peg him once or twice. And he does it again. And his gas tank is there and there and there and there.
It must be the most frustrating position to be in. Yeah.
So that's where they see it. However, I think Martinez wins this fight.
I don't want to miss this fight. I might be watching it from the passive inside the bowl.
I'm not going to bet this fight in any way, shape, or form.
No, I want to see this debut. I want to see this guy.
Yeah, but there's an equalizer for everything.
Well, I know the way this is. You're like, show me. I don't know you.
It's not even that, but there's an equalizer for everything.
Yeah,
there's an equalizer for. Look, Marab almost lost.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't say that this kid has the same heart and will to come back from something like that.
Yep, that's true.
You know what I mean? So
that was heart and will. That first round against Moraes.
Yeah, so like you don't know that, but the matchup shows that this is a problem. This is a kid who wants range, he wants space, he wants distance, and then you're gonna have this guy that's just gonna keep coming in on you. Tick, 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 tick. He's got to figure out a way to keep him off him. And how do you do that? He's got to drive it. Bro, I could just picture like Lavishvili coming out on a deep shot and Martinez with them long lives just driving a knee right to his chin. Boom! And knocking him out.
I'm excited for that one, too. Hope I can catch that one. If not, I'll watch the replay. Remember, come to the Madlab, MMA.com. Use promo code BETSTV. Bets, DFS, breakdowns, podcast, live stream, Discord. We got it all. And we'll see you on Saturday night. Now, after this card, then we got some bangers coming up. We got 3 pay-per-view cards. we got 3 pay-per-view cards coming up. 2 back-to-back, and then 1 in December. We got Blachowicz Teixeira. After that, we got Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington 2. After that, we got Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier. We're gonna do a monster promo.
Yeah, we got some awesome end of the year promos coming.
And we're gonna go on, and they did this last year too. Like they go hard for the rest of the year, and even the fight night cards usually towards the end of the year
because these have been
stacked.
Hard. The last 2 have been terrible.
Yeah, because they're stacking them all now for this nice run they're gonna make right through the rest of the year. So I'm really excited about this. So, but
three quick picks on the game tonight.
Broncos. Under 41.5 is what I got it at. And
what's the line at?
I think it's down to like 40. I saw earlier.
No. What's the split?
It's a pick. It's -1, -1.5.
What do you got?
I don't think Case can win to get it done. I'm going to go with Quan, with the Broncos, and the under.
That's a lot of pressure now.
What do you think?
I don't know, dude. I think
you were talking him up today.
Well, I think Case Keenum's a better pocket quarterback than.
He also hasn't played in 2 years.
Conditions too. It's rainy.
Is it really raining over there?
I just looked at
like he's lying to me.
Is it really?
All right, I'm gonna make the trio good. I'll go 3. We'll do 3 straight, 3 apple pies.
Let's go.
I gave you Jags on Sunday.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I gave you Jack.
Oh, you did. You did. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't. Listen,
I know you did. I didn't put it in.
Up again.
Yeah.
I can't stand these London games.
Yo, I got to give you a rip. What is that?
I just Googled it.
Looks like I'm a librarian.
You look like you about to drop.
Why does every
Clarke
London
out.
game suck?
Who the hell wants to play over there?
Well, you're sitting in trash over there.
Every London game
Doc,
sucks.
who's playing London this week?
No, but I'm saying Jags Miami. Week before that was another.
Well, you're right. They always send like
You're not
cards.
sending. You don't send Tom Brady to London.
Yeah.
No, you
No, they don't deserve Tom Brady.
don't deserve them.
And you know what the funny thing is? When they go to the arena, they say that there's a litany of all different jerseys, not just those two teams.
Yeah.
Right, whatever jersey.
Every jersey they find.
They love it. Just
Right?
any team.
All right, guys. See you Tuesday. Good luck.